down to the neighborhood where it feels like your childhood. Your friendly neighborhood guy gives it her all, bringing you the local haul. All kinds of comics, classic and new, Marvel, DC, and indies too. Readers and creators in unity, welcome to our community.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the neighborhood. Welcome to the show. If you are new here, hello. My name is Lauren. I am your friendly neighborhood bi. We had kind of a hiatus on the show as life got kind of busy. And those of you that watched the show before this episode, you guys will probably tell by my backdrop, I am not where I usually am. So life's still a little crazy, but I'm really happy to be back here today, you guys. Welcome back to the neighborhood. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We've got a lot of guests staying there in the green room. It seems like we've got maybe a tiny guest or two or something that like is trying to wreak havoc. I don't know. We're gonna find out, guys. We're just gonna have a great time today and find out. I wanted to say hi to Eric in the chat. It's good to see ya. It is my birthday. So if you haven't already, if you use Twitter, Instagram, wherever social media you do, please use my birthday as an excuse to shout out all the other people that you think are really awesome too. I try to find ways to celebrate that aren't just screaming about myself. I can do that plenty. But you know, part of the fun today with our guests too is that all the guests I have on here, they make their own amazing content too. So thank you for the shout out, Eric. Really love the happy birthdays. My Twitter's blowing up. I can't keep up with anything. So I'm just happy to be here, guys. It's a great show today. We've got guests. We're going to talk about the neighborhood. If you've forgotten about all the fictional characters that are in our neighborhood so far, we're going to visit that. We're going to play a game with that. We're going to talk about conventions. It's going to be really busy. So I figure, why not just get into it? Wow. Get into it. So let's just do it. Let's do our neighborhood check-in. All right, our first guest on our neighborhood show today. She is from For Everyone Media. She has been on here before, I believe, unless I forgot my own guest list. Let's all welcome in Jamie from For Everyone Media.
Hi, everyone. Yay. Yeah, thank you. And I have been here before, so this is a return to the neighborhood. And yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming back on.
Of course.
Even though I don't know what the hell I'm doing today, I'm just here. At least I'm still queer though, so
it's your birthday. You don't have to know what's going on, except the fact it's your birthday. So
it's
happy
true.
birthday!
Thank you. Well,
Yeah.
I'm just happy I got this. So I do have a new webcam too, in case y'all haven't noticed. I'm still trying to figure out the lighting. I think it's weird, but it's supposed to be a nice camera. It's Logitech. I don't know who uses that, but if you do, let me know.
I do. It's the same one I have. Yeah.
Twinsies. And I just checked the chat again. Zeddy is here. Thank you, Zeddy, for the well wishes. I appreciate it. Good to see you today. Listen, if I could, I would just have Zeddy run and do whatever he wants for half a second and then completely leave the show. That would be his second appearance ever. Second appearance. That's it. Let's bring in some more chaos because I think we're going to have a lot of fun today. We have another returning guest. He was on, I think, the second episode, if I'm correct, actually with Mr. Zeddy himself. Let's welcome back Chris Evans.
Hi. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I heard chaos. I'm here.
I'm so honored to have the Chris Evans himself here. I mean, who gets you? Who gets you on their show?
It's not very often.
Right? It just isn't. I mean, between all your acting gigs,
well, you know,
show,
after the Gray Man press tour, I'm just kind of keeping quiet for a while. So I didn't like the movie myself, so I'm just going to keep quiet now.
You didn't like your own film? How does that make you feel?
It's okay. I mean, I got paid, so.
We can save that for your celebrity therapist. We can save it for them to.
I'm going to dry my tears with the dollars.
The old Woody Harrelson gif, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Well, thank you so much for being back on here, Chris. I really appreciate it. And I'm super excited because we have your other half
Mhm.
here in the green room today. As he says, the coach beard to your Ted Lasso. We've got Mr. Emmett Davis, who is the other half of Gather the Geeks.
Hello. How is everyone doing?
Doing amazing. You actually almost sounded American there. It scared me for a second.
Oh, really?
He does surprise me sometimes.
That's frightening. That's the scariest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I still don't know what to do with that. Like, I know I said I might be sloppy today, but I don't know what's going on with you.
I have no idea.
It's all good. I'm just happy all of you guys are here. You guys agreed to come on my silly, dumb Sunday morning show / afternoon, I guess, depending on where you are. But I know, Jamie, I wanted you to make the big announcement because I don't think our fans are ready for what we've decided to do with this show today.
Yeah. So in light of WB Discovery coming out and saying that women cannot like fandoms, including comic book movies and stuff like DC properties, we've decided to change it. Lauren and I met, and we decided to change the show a little bit. And instead of talking about comics and fandom things, we're going to talk about our favorite reality shows. Specifically, since this is a neighborhood show, we figured we'd talk about like our favorite home renovation shows and what trends we're seeing that we really love in home renovation network TV.
I think this is a great announcement. I mean, your friendly neighborhood house renovations. Who doesn't want to watch that show?
Exactly.
There's
so many of them
from Netflix. Like,
exactly. And there's just so many of them. We could talk for hours just about home renovation shows. There's Property Brothers. There's, of course, my mind blanks as I think about it.
and there's a lot of brothers that are like fictional characters that you could have the Property Robins. I think that would be a great show, obviously, because that's the only way we can watch superheroes is if they're in a home format.
Krakoa bargain hunts, looking for the best places, the best houses on Krakoa, absolutely.
I think I'd be into that one.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I would be into that. I was also thinking Property Brothers, but it's Wolverine and Sabretooth.
Oh, bloody!
Yeah.
I think we need that.
And every time they renovate a house, they have a blood threshold meter, and they almost never get up to the tip top. But when they do, it's one of the best episodes every time.
It's like the finale. The season finale is always that. They build up to it.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Absolutely. I wanted to shout out real quick, Cookie Monster in the chat, or Munster. I'm so sorry. I should say that you. Really good to see you, Cookie. Thank you for that shout out. I don't know why we're talking about King Shark Week. Is he building houses with us? Does anyone know?
What if he
Shark
did like
on Discovery?
What if he was like island-based homes? I forgot what the
go.
show is called where they show people buying islands. It's like Property Brothers, but with islands.
There's something like that. There's like lakefront or like
something like
buy
that.
an island,
That could be like the King Shark show.
Yeah, there you go. Or like underwater Property Brothers,
Yes.
Get Namor involved to get King Shark involved.
That's immediately where I went.
I would like Black Manta to be the host, but he's not on location. He's just like in a room with a suit on, and he just kind of talks to the camera.
Yeah, there you go.
I was gonna say we're gonna have to split up this YouTube channel into multiple shows.
Absolutely.
I'm waiting for sinister renovations. That's what I want to see.
What would he be renovating? People's bodies, like
whatever. I mean, no, because he's done with that now. He's become a better person. Now he just wants to fix your house up.
Yeah.
He wants to hear what you want in your home, and he's going to get it done.
Yeah.
But if your house doesn't,
if
you don't want a cloning chamber in your house, will he do it?
Why would you not want a cloning chamber in your house?
Come on now.
I'm sorry. Apparently, everybody wants that.
I mean, Mr. Sinister makes it look so cool. Why not?
And if you don't like his version of it, have you seen Multiplicity with Michael Keaton? It was pretty cool there too.
There you go.
Okay, that's fair.
There you go.
We're gonna have to add Michael Caine to Neighborhood. We're gonna have to start bringing in real people. Like,
We could branch out to like fashion shows and have like Mr. Sinister's cape off, you know?
Sold.
This is a great idea.
Yeah, it is a great idea.
All the Sinister content. Let's do it.
I mean, we just need all the superhero unscripted content we can get our hands on, and we're good to go.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's obviously what we want of superhero content. We don't need like people saving like lives by being a bad guys or anything.
No.
You should save lives by fixing my house.
That's right.
Exactly.
That makes sense. Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Total sense.
Done. It's approved.
I've been playing a lot of Arkham recently, like Arkham Knight, and I just had the idea of Riddler renovations, where he just he renovates your house, and the whole episode is you trying to find all the trophies he's hidden in the renovation.
What
That
happens
would
if you
take
find all
me
the
off
trophies?
so much.
You don't find all the trophies. His genius is above you.
Oh.
There's no way. Yeah.
Genius is above you.
That would make me into a Scooby-Doo villain. Like those trophies in those games, they drive me insane. I can't do it.
Oh yeah. Every time I beat those games, I've played them I think 3 times now. Every time I beat the final story, I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna go do Riddler trophies. And then I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow never comes for those Riddler trophies.
That's actually my favorite part of the game, so I feel like I'm the odd man out. I love the Riddler trophies.
Okay.
Like I stopped playing the story in Arkham Knight to find all the trophies.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That would not be me. Absolutely not.
Well, just in case you didn't know, the Arkham Knight is Jason Todd. I know that was a big surprise to everyone. But yeah.
He could have used a better looking cell. That's why he needs Riddler renovations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm just going to send Multiplicity Zeddy after all the Riddler trophies. So, Zeddy, I hope you're ready to do some running, or if you got a plane or something, but I would really appreciate it if you would find all the trophies for me.
Yeah. There you go.
That could be actually fun, though. Like, throughout the neighborhood, having a neighborhood scavenger hunt, the Riddler would eat that up.
Oh, yeah. Have to put loudspeakers all over the neighborhood so he can yell at you about how smart he is every like 5-10 minutes, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. But speaking of the neighborhood, I thought it would be a great idea today, since we're all here. We probably don't remember a thing that's happened the last month or year or 5, whatever. I thought we could review the neighborhood. I know a couple of you guys have helped decide these polls. You guys have also helped me decide which polls to do. I believe Emmett did the last one before we took our break that involved our nosiest neighbor.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yes. So I wanted to pull up that graphic real quick because I made a graphic, and we're going to go ahead and just see what the hell our neighborhood looks like because it's utter chaos. All right. So this is a fun graphic I've made. It's a work in progress and it's already filling up, so don't worry about it.
Awesome.
But I think we should just look around here. So over here, we've got Wonder Woman and Nightwing. In case you guys don't remember, they are our neighborhood's finest. So they are in charge of protecting our entire neighborhood, making sure we're not blown up by people's terrible house renovations. Because again, all we do in this neighborhood is deal with houses. That's it. If you look over here, I should zoom in on her. She's very important. Our best neighbor, as voted by you all, is this woman right here, Mystique. So Mystique is the best neighbor. Do any of you want to?
Why was she the best neighbor?
For her?
Yeah.
I don't remember that poll. Do you remember who she was up against, Lauren?
I don't. I can go through and try to pull it up.
I think
maybe it's just because she can be. Maybe she can just like change into anybody you want or she wants. So it's kind of like a.
That's why I voted
bag.
her. I voted because you have a new
There you
neighbor
go.
every day.
Chris got you.
That's right. That's it. I like that. That makes sense.
Yep, that was. It's all Chris's fault. Mystique's our best neighbor because of Chris.
If it involves X-Men or anything to do with X-Men, I obviously always blame Chris. So
It's okay.
Yeah.
I've been blamed for worse.
Yeah.
And if you look here, I've got the Weekly Polls podcast. So that's where Derek and Tevin and Ricky, they do their amazing pod. So they're obviously a neighborhood. Shout out to them. Love them all so much. I'm here because I put all of us nerds back together. I don't know how I do that, but somebody's got to take care of the accents after these dangerous house renovations that you guys do. We've got Chris and Emmett's show over here, Gathering with the Geeks, at the ice cream shop, because
Ice cream.
what
Nice.
else are you going to do while you watch their show?
I'm actually lactose intolerant, though.
Well,
you can have
maybe
dairy-free
lactose
ice cream.
intolerant ice cream.
Okay. I was just throwing it out there.
Gee, a real bummer there, Chris. Thanks a lot.
Sorry.
Most depressing neighbor. God.
Yeah.
That could still be Mystique, though. Maybe it's Mystique because, maybe she's depressed one day. Not me.
I'm so terrified, y'all. I'm terrified. Speaking of terrified, we have the mixture of Lex and Simon's faces here. They had that done, I believe, by some really cool artists. They are the ones they pull. They're always, they rate things on a meter of toast in case you don't listen to their pod. So that's why they're with the bread. And we've got the thing over here because even though he's our neighborhood bartender, he is trying to take over the bakery with his bar. So they're in a war right now, guys. They're in a bidding war. And then we've got Mr. Zeddy's show with Nico and Nico's pops over here, Mr. Nicholas Caruso, the V9. They're obviously at the police station, but they're not cops, guys. They're not cops.
Not a
I want to make that clear.
Yeah.
And then right here in the middle, of course, we have our HOA president, Amanda Waller. I don't know if you guys took in your trash cans the other day, but if you didn't, you no longer have trash cans.
What a boss picture that is of her too.
That's what I was
She's
thinking.
like
Right.
strolling down to your house, like she's ready to put a beat down on you, big time.
That is very HOA president vibe.
Yeah,
picture right there.
100%.
Right? And like, I mean, listen, if she were strutting up to me that way, I would just throw myself in the trash can at that point. Like, what are you gonna do?
She's going to put a very strong worded letter on your door.
Indeed.
And over here, we've got Mr. Alfred down here, which I need to remember what you guys voted Alfred for. Oh, Alfred Pennyworth is our neighborhood handyman. So he's the one coming in to your wife, your hubby, whoever's door and fixing their stuff while looking hot, apparently.
He does it all. Fixes the Batmobile, looks
Yeah.
after Wayne Manor, does all the medical stuff. Yeah, he can do it all. I like that.
Somebody's got to do it, and somebody has to look good while doing it. So if you didn't think Alfred has muscles, he does. He does, everyone.
They're hidden under the tux.
Yeah, that's right.
And you've got Thor up here. He is our neighborhood grill master, barbecue guy, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So of course he's right above Travis Gibbs' pizza shop. They are always in danger of burning down, but Travis really likes living on the edge. So he's vibing. In case you guys don't know who Travis is, he was on the show, I think like episode 5 or something like that, talking about one of his Kickstarters. He's a comic writer and creator. He's really awesome. So if you missed that episode, you should totally check it out and check him out. We've got Kite Man over here because I missed the memo, but everybody loves Kite Man apparently. So
Hell
he
yeah.
is our neighborhood newspaper thief and hoarder.
Is he holding someone's hand?
Yeah.
You know,
Is
don't
that
worry
a
about
severed
it.
hand?
It looks like a
think
puppy,
the
like a little
hoarder,
cat or
anything
something.
that he hoarded,
Well, my headcanon is he stopped someone from stealing someone else's mail, and that was the punishment. It's like a trophy now.
Yeah.
Like a predator.
you know, that would make sense with how aggressive he looks. And now I never thought I'd be scared of Kite Man, but now I'm kind of scared of him.
Thing. There you go.
I thought it was Scorpion before you scrolled a little bit, closer.
That's true. They do have a similar costume
green
and
suit,
color palette
yeah.
there. And down here, I've got the Sons of Mjolnir. If you haven't listened to their pod, they're really awesome. I love those guys. They will be on the show at some point, I guarantee you. We got Lobo over here. Just in the middle of everything. Lobo is our loudest neighbor. So it's not me. It's Lobo.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
We also have Nathaniel, or Mr. Sinister, and Black Cat. They are our neighborhood heist duo. They're constantly trying to take over the world by robbing the bank. I don't know why they think that's how it works.
Because comic books.
I mean, but can we read comics? I mean, women can't read, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. It's very. I've just heard. You know, that's what I've been told. Yeah.
I added the skateboard there for Mr. Sinister just for Chris here. I know Chris really had cannons Nathaniel on the skateboard.
I think it would be cool if he had one. Because like his cape would billow in the wind while he goes, you know.
I thought that was a pickle for a second, but
oh, those could be like toothpicks or something you can pick it up with on the bottom.
Yeah, that's right.
We got the circus over here with the Simply Amazing pod, where me and my co-host Lisa all we do is talk about Nightcrawler and whatever we can connect to him, which is everything. So, you know, if you haven't listened, you should. And give us a challenge. We'll make it work. And this is probably one of my most troubling picks from y'all. Dr. Doom is our neighborhood gardener. What the hell?
That is a
why?
Pick.
I mean, he rules Latveria. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Latveria. Yeah, something like that.
I mean, he's got to be up on the green there at some point. Like, you know,
obviously Poison Ivy was in that poll, though, right?
Yeah.
I have to go back and see because, like, why would you not vote Poison Ivy?
Yeah. Or the Thing.
I mean,
no. Sorry, my bad.
Why would he be a gardener?
My bad. My man, Swamp Thing. That's right.
Oh,
yeah, there you
go.
Yeah.
But you could have like Doom Gardens. That just sounds cool.
Okay, that does.
Doom Garden sounds like an apartment complex you do not want to live in.
Maybe, yeah, but it'd be cool. But there could be like a lot of supervillains in Doom Gardens. So that's where they all stay.
Yeah, again, don't want to be there.
I think we're gonna need to start making this neighborhood being so big. I'm gonna need to draw like an actual map, and we're gonna have like subdivisions within it, and one of them's gonna be Doom's Garden. I think that'd be pretty cool. But those are all the ones I have on the image, and you've got Lost in Comics up here, of course, Toronto Comic Book Club, the Caption Live, Comics Crosses, other great friends of the show here. But there's some other people I have not fit on this graphic yet, so I wanted to just go through them. Our neighborhood watch is the Birds of Prey and the Young Avengers. So we have two teams watching at all times, so I guess that's good. Our first club owner, so we're going to have more than one club, but our first one is owned by Wilson Fisk, and it's named Fisky Business, as you all decided. So congratulations to Mr. Fisk. Real achievement.
Outstanding.
We've got our worst dressed, as you voted on Twitter, which is Condiment King. So congratulations to him for being a menace.
Polka Dot Man could have been a good one for that too.
Which one?
Polka Dot Man. He could have been badly dressed.
He was on it, but he did not win.
Okay.
Yep, he did not get it though. Our neighborhood priest, as you all voted, much to writer Trace Dean's dismay, is Daredevil. He is our neighborhood priest. He's doing a lot of sending behind closed doors.
Well, I mean, aren't a lot of priests?
You're not wrong. I can't say that.
I think reality seeps in on that.
Oh, that's such a shame. And then before this week's poll, the one we did before the hiatus was actually picked by Emmett here on the show. It was our nosiest neighbor. So not noisy as in loudness, but nosiest. People decided to take that very literally. And our nosiest neighbor is Spider Ham. So great job, guys. You have a giant nose in your business at all times in the neighborhood.
Nice.
And yeah, so that's our neighborhood right now. Out of all those that you can remember that I just said, do you guys have any that you were like, that was the best one? You were like, that pick is perfect. That one should never be changed.
Nathaniel.
I think I'd have to go Waller. Waller's HOA
Waller?
president. Yeah.
I like Lobo is the noisiest. He's always just cursing and yelling. He's got that loud bike. I think that would piss a lot of people off for sure.
And throwing cigars everywhere when he's done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's also probably he wouldn't be the most annoying, but he'd be right up there too.
Yeah.
Well, like, and if I'm just imagining him like riding around on his bike, being noisy as hell, but he's also throwing beer cans at your house. There's no tea peeing. There's just beer canning. Like,
What if he was like Waller's enforcer for the code violations?
ooh, she would get a villain to do it too. I like that. He can be the loudest and the rule enforcer. We're going to need Harley Quinn in here because she's not going to like that. She's going to beat Lobo up just for giving her a rule.
Yeah.
I wanted to catch up on the chat real quick because I was not looking. DC Patrol jumped in. Good to see you, buddy. Zeddy, your police stations that cover your vigilantes. I didn't know where else to put you, buddy. I'm working on it. We got to put a warehouse in there for you. And we got Sons of Mjolnir in here. I hope that Condiment King will be there. The problem is, where do I put him? I'm out of room, guys. I'm out of room. And shout out to Nazi popped in.
You need those subdivisions for sure. You need those subdivisions for sure. Your houses and your streets got to get much bigger.
I need a neighborhood graphic designer. So if anybody's interested, let me know. Like, because I am doing my best, my absolute best to keep up with all of this insanity. But yeah, guys, so this is our neighborhood so far for our friendly neighborhood house renovation show. It's totally not your friendly neighborhood comic show anymore, guys. Like, we don't do that here.
No.
But I hope you guys are excited because we are going to still add to the neighborhood. We are still going to add. We had another poll this week, and I would like to give the results. I think these results are very shocking. They're very toothy, and there's going to be a lot of scary value to this. So we have to get ready for our poll results right now. I love my transitions. I'm so sorry if I scared all of you. Yeah, I think I did. But our poll this week was, who is our neighborhood dentist? Were any of you guys paying attention? Did you guys cheat and see who won?
Yes.
Didn't.
Of course Emmett did. All right, Emmett, who won?
Well, maybe I don't know. Okay. Did Venom win? Venom won?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Venom did win. Yes.
I'm very surprised about that, by the way.
Yes. Okay. So Venom won with 39.1%. That 0.1 is very important, apparently. Mojo got 13%. He's an X-Men villain. Hugo Strange, a Batman villain, got 30.4%. And Joker got 17.4%. How do you guys feel about that? People in the chat, let me know if that's who you wanted to win, what your reasoning was for who you voted for. But what about you guys? Did you guys get a chance to vote?
I think I voted Joker. For Joker, yeah.
I would have voted Hugo Strange.
Okay. Jamie's Hugo Strange. So, Chris, why did you vote Joker?
I mean, when I think Joker, a lot of times I think of the Tim Sale version, where his head is half teeth. So that's kind of what I went with. That was my mindset on that one. The Joker could do it. Plus, give him some laughing gas. It just kind of fits.
Yeah, I can see that. Especially, I know you mentioned on Twitter, and I was like, oh, yeah, he does have the Joker teeth running around in the Arkham games and all that.
Yeah. Or like, you ever see Little Shop of Horrors, the Steve Martin role? That with the Joker.
Oh, see, I don't want him anywhere near my mouth. So with that, I'm going to move on to Emmett. Emmett, why did you vote for the Joker? Do you want him near your mouth?
Well, no, I don't. But like, there wasn't, you didn't have any good options for like people who would care for you in these polls. Like I don't know. Like, I don't even know who would be not a villain. Who's a hero that would be good with teeth. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah. So that's a good question.
It's a tough one. Like, I wouldn't want Joker, but like Chris said, like, he knows teeth. You know, he knows he's got the laughing gas makes you smile, get to showing your teeth as much as possible. But yeah, like I don't want any of these people in and around my mouth.
Jamie, why did you pick Hugo Strange? I think that is the most self-destructive one you could.
It just gives me that vibe of like the dentist you just hate seeing. Like it's like you get that pain in your tooth. You're like, God damn it, I've got to go to the dentist. And like no one likes going to the dentist. And so I was like, oh, who would I not like to go to the dentist the most? It'd be Hugo Strange, because he'd be there the entire time. It's like giving you that shitty look and like condescending to you about how you don't floss enough. Like that was the vibe I got.
Yeah, I think that's who I would have went with. Just again, like you said, Emma, not because I want them to be the dentist, but because he fits the vibe of a dentist the most. He's very creepy. He's gonna, gaslight the hell out of you while he's in your mouth, plucking around and doing all these terrible things. And he looks like a dentist. Like he just looks like one. Like
his costume, I'm just like that's a dentist. That looks like a dentist. Whereas, like, if Joker came in, like, if I had a dentist that came in like a purple and yellow suit, I'd be like, what the fuck is... Am I in the right place? Okay.
I mean, you might have more fun with Joker, I guess, until, like, he starts actually hurting you. So, like, I don't know.
Yeah, Venom would just rip all of your teeth right out, and you wouldn't have to go to the dentist ever again.
I'd be concerned about the drool from Venom.
Yeah, Too many germs there.
Yeah. That's a germy dentist office.
That's germy dentist office.
I wonder how many people looked at the pictures below the poll, because I did put some pictures there. And of course, I picked the toothiest pictures of every character. And Venom, that one shot, he's got like the biggest teeth. So I wonder if that like swayed people unintentionally.
Yeah.
Everybody picked the germiest dentist.
It definitely felt like who's got the biggest teeth rather than who would be the best with your teeth.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Well, this could always be one of the polls we revisit in the future. I think it'd be fun in the future to go back to some of these polls and kind of have some do-overs and see whether or not you want to keep the person that got voted in or if you want to vote them out, kind of like voting out your officials. It could be fun or terrible. We don't know.
Yeah. Well, if Amanda Waller's handling it, she'll make sure it happens right.
That's true. That's what she's there for. Well, that said, guys, our neighborhood dentist is Venom, so he will be making an appearance in the neighborhood. Will Carnage follow? I don't know. It's up to you guys. You guys set your own fates here in the neighborhood. That's the fun thing. But because it's my birthday today, I thought we could play a little fun sorting game. Called Who's Who at the neighborhood birthday party. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up this little cheap document I've made, and we're going to sort these characters that are in our neighborhood into these categories. Basically, I don't have too many rules to this. An infinite amount of people can go into whichever role you pick, technically. But some roles lead themselves more to one or two, such as like host. Like the host is usually one person or a couple or something. But if you want to break rules, who am I to stop you? So we've got here listed all the people that are in our neighborhood currently, and I'm happy to read that. I know it's kind of small. But this is a neighborhood birthday party. So let's decide to start with first. Out of all these characters, who do you think would be hosting it?
Whose party is it?
It is my birthday party.
It's your birthday party. Okay,
Yeah.
so somebody's hosting your birthday.
I vote Spider-Ham.
Yes. So we,
Okay.
yes.
I could see Spider-Ham.
I swear to God. Why do you guys hate me?
What?
Spider-Ham loves you.
Why do you hate Spider-Ham?
All right, so Chris, what do you think? Do you have any input, or do you want to just default to Spider-Ham with them?
Spider-Ham.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm cool with Spider-Ham. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Spider-Ham is the host. So we're going to take him off the list. Is this a surprise party or not? Would he make a surprise party for me?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who forgot the supplies? Who was supposed to bring supplies and forgot it? I'm thinking Nathaniel might do that. He would swear he'd bring the coolest equipment, the coolest shit.
He's
and then he would
always
just forget.
on point. He's not going to.
Well, no, he would bring it, but it wouldn't work. Like he would talk
kind
up
of trick.
Yeah. I want to say Kite Man because I just have the Harley Quinn show Kite Man in my head.
That's who I thought of too.
Yeah, and he would be the one that forgets the supplies.
Chris, what are you thinking?
I was thinking Condiment King, but if we're doing Kite Man, that's fine too, because I think of the Harley Quinn one also. That's the only Kite Man I care about.
Let's do them as a terrible team. They are obviously trying to work together. It's not going well. It's 20 times worse.
Although I do feel like if Condiment King forgets the supplies, he's kind of failed at his main thing of being a villain.
That's what I was thinking. He'd just be king.
That's
yeah.
He's not a good villain, though.
I mean, we could leave
no,
him
he's not.
He's not a good villain.
No.
So that could be the thing.
He could get drunk too quickly.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll take Condiment King out. We'll leave it with Kite Man for now. Who's the DJ?
I want to say Dr. Doom on that one because it just.
I was just thinking that. He would be so good.
Doom's got the tracks.
Yeah, well, he's got the outfit. He looked like Daft Punk too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Eric's saying Lobo. What do you guys think about Lobo? Would he be a good DJ or bad one?
Just constant heavy metal. Like
that was my thought.
It'd just be mind numbing. There wouldn't be any good tunes.
Hashtag Doom Beats.
Yeah.
Doom Beats. I like that. All right, who's the chef? Who's cooking all the food?
I mean, isn't Thor in the neighborhood as the
right?
He is.
Grill master?
He's our barbecue guy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Kyle from Superman and Lois.
Not in the neighborhood yet, Emmett.
Yeah, I would go with Thor also.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of meat.
Yes.
Bring the beef.
All right. Who got drunk too quickly? This could be one person. It could be multiple people.
The Young Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
I
the
could see
youngins.
that, yeah.
Anybody else getting drunk too quickly?
No, everyone else knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Who got too big of a gift?
See, I want to say Mr. Sinister, but I also see the one beneath started drama the second they got bored. And I also want to say Mr. Sinister there.
I kind of want to say him for both of those.
Chris, you'd put them on every single one.
No, not everyone.
Just clones of himself.
Actually, it would have been a cool DJ
one.
too.
I
DJ
mean,
cool.
That would be a great issue of Hellions where he's just like
that would be. So you're thinking Mr. Sinister for too big a gift?
sure.
Who started drama the second they got bored?
Lobo.
I think Lobo or Mystique are both good options.
Okay.
I would go with Lobo.
Yeah,
I think
Lobo.
the next one I would put Mystique.
Yeah, she didn't
Invited
show
but didn't show up.
She got no time for that stuff.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you never got time for that.
Yeah.
Was anybody else invited but didn't show up?
I would put Nathaniel there as well. Just saying.
Who was not invited but crashed the party?
I mean, who
Venom.
wouldn't you want to invite out of this group? Lauren?
Venom, maybe. Or you
Venom?
want that
He's gonna bring his
snarling beast at your party.
unsanitary.
Yeah.
That's
habits.
right. All his
Just
germs.
drool all over all the buffet.
That's right.
Why are
Yeah,
these
I think
potato
that-
chips soggy?
Oh, jeez. and not invited and did not want to be invited.
Waller.
Yeah, Waller. Fisk, yeah.
I like playing Fisk there too.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them.
All
they got no
right.
time for that. The shenanigans.
We don't have fun.
Yeah, that's right. They never smile.
don't
They're not
have
there to
fun.
party.
All right, so these are the ones we left out, but so far, who is hosting my party today? Spider Ham is hosting it. It is a surprise, so I'm going to be traumatized. Kite Man was in charge of supplies, but forgot everything, even though he's a hoarder. Like, you didn't have to go buy anything, dude. We have DJ Doombeats, hashtag Doombeats. I think that's really great. I really appreciate you getting him for us, Chris.
I do what I can.
Thor is our chef. The Young Avengers got drunk too quickly. They're doing their best. You know, don't judge them. They're young. Clearly, it's in the name. Mr. Sinister got too big a gift. I don't know what the gift is yet, but I think it's some crazy contraption.
It's a clone machine.
Yeah.
So you want more of me?
Yeah.
I think everybody would be traumatized with me. Lobo started drama the second they got bored. What drama do you think Lobo would start? Like, just out of nowhere?
Just throwing tables, throwing presents.
Doesn't like the music.
That's right.
Yeah.
Smoking in people's faces. Everything.
Mystique was invited but didn't show up. That just fits her. I mean, unless she just shapeshifted into a lamp, you'll never know. So don't worry about it. Venom was not invited, but he crashed the party. I don't want my dentist at my birthday party, you guys. I don't want my dentist there. And finally, Amanda Waller and Fisk were not invited, and they didn't want to be. Thank God. I can't do any more mob boss wars. I can't do it. Eric says the gift is my clone. That's horrifying. Please, no one ever do that for me. I do not want it. Well, that was our neighborhood birthday party. So if you guys did not get an invite, yell at me on Twitter about it, and we'll get you an invite. You know, we'll try to get you in. I mean, if we can get Chris Evans, we can get anybody in.
It's true.
All right. So let's, I think as much as we can talk about house and home renovations, I think we do actually need to talk about some comics, because this is still actually your friendly neighborhood comic show. But I wanted to talk about them in relation to conventions, because it's been summer. This show was gone for at least a month or so. And I know some of us have been to cons. Some of us have just been seeing what's happening at cons. I went to Heroes Con and Galaxy Con here in North Carolina. But I want to talk to you guys. What are your thoughts on cons? Have you guys been to cons recently, in the past? Any stories you want to share? Things like that. So Jamie, I know you've been to a con or two, I believe. Did you want to share some thoughts on that?
I went to my first one in May. It was MegaCon down in Orlando. And it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I think I went with my wife and my daughter, and it was a little bit overwhelming later in the day when people started filing into the main concourse area, and we were like, okay, this is just way too many people. COVID is still a thing. What are we doing here? And so we bounced pretty late in the afternoon, but we had a blast. I got to meet some creators that I was really excited to meet. Some I didn't see just because the lines were just ridiculous. Like James Tynion was there. His line was just insane, and I was like, I am not gonna put up with that line. There were several people in the line that had long boxes of stuff for him to sign, and I was just like, okay, I'm good. I don't need to be behind you waiting for you to get all of those signed by one guy. And it was the same with like Donnie Cates and Ryan Stegman. They were doing joint signings, and I was just like, no, I'm good. So, but I got to see most of the people I wanted to see. But yeah, it was a fun time. And then we're going to Dragon Con in Atlanta in September. So.
That's a big one too. I imagine that one will get overwhelming a bit as well. I had a similar experience when I went to Heroes Con, and I waited in line to get stuff signed by Chris Claremont for like 2 hours. And the line wasn't even ginormous. It was a manageable line, which is why we got in the first place. But it still took 2 hours because he took time to speak with people, which is very kind of him. And people had long boxes, like you said. And I felt bad, even thinking about bringing a suitcase. I was like, I should have just brought a suitcase. Everybody else is doing it. Like, but
I had like 5 or 6 things for Stephanie Phillips to sign because that's like who I was most excited to see. And I was like, is it okay if I ask you to sign 6 things? Like, is that a deal? Like, cool. And she was like, and she was wonderful and lovely. And of course it was, but like, I was still like, I don't want to impose on these creators and, so.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't need a whole long box of stuff signed.
Yeah, I was glad you met her because I know you follow her just as closely with me, if not even more closely than I do, because she's one of my favorites as well. I got to meet her here at Con as well. She's super kind, super sweet, and of course my dumbass like gay panicked a little bit. Wasn't as bad as usual, but it was just enough that afterwards I looked at one of my siblings and was like, okay, how bad was it? And they were like, so you could tell, but it was manageable. And I was like, son of a, I'm so sorry. I'm going to get it together one day. It's just not today. So
and when she was like, I recognize you from Twitter. She's like, oh, it's Jamie from Twitter. I was like, hi. It's like, okay, cool. But yeah, and then like I got a signing by Yannick Paquette, and I just like wanted his signature. I was like, I loved Wonder Woman Earth 1, and he just starts talking about stories working with Grant Morrison, and I was just like, that was more than I anticipated. Like, okay, cool.
Ooh. Yeah, it's fun when creators just like they're so comfortable just sharing stuff. I know I got to talk with Daniel Warren Johnson at one point here at Con, and he is like the loveliest guy. Like he's so lovely, but the guy in front of me got Wonder Woman Dead Earth signed, and I forgot to bring those. So I was like, son of a bitch, I should have brought him. But Daniel Warren Johnson was so open about talking about like how much of that he had to wheel down or narrow down for what it was originally before it got published. Because DC's like, it can't be that gruesome, it can't be that bloody, but you can rip out Superman's spine. Sounds great. Like, that's fine. So he was super open about all that stuff. Were there any other creators in particular that you really enjoyed meeting?
I met Smirka and DeFollow, I think is how you say her name. Apologies if I got that wrong. I met her. It was really great seeing her. Arkham Lau was there. I got some stuff from him. And then there were some other people that like I just didn't. I had seen their art, but I hadn't placed their name. I guess didn't know their name. And then I saw their art, and I was like, oh, I really like that. Let me go talk to them and buy stuff from them. And the only thing I missed that I really wish I had seen was Amanda Conner and Jimmy Palmiotti were supposed to be there, and I either they weren't there, they ended up not canceling like the day before, or I just couldn't find them. But at the end of the day, I was like, fine. And the app wasn't like they were pushing the app, like use our app to navigate around. There was no reception in the building, and the app was only running if you had reception. And so, like, I couldn't find out anything, and I was like, okay, I guess we'll leave now. Yeah.
That sucks. Yeah, I know they were at Heroes Con, but I kept missing them because every time I showed up at the table, it was like, they'll be back in like 4 hours. And I was like, well, that's 4 hours from now. Like, I only have so much energy. Yeah. So.
And I saw Kevin Conroy from a distance. I just didn't feel like waiting 2 hours. Because I had a toddler with me, and she was like waiting in line with a 4-year-old is just not a thing that's possible. I was like, okay, fine. I'll see him again. And I was like, from a distance, I was like, there he is. That's cool. Yeah. I was within 100 feet of Batman. Okay.
Yeah, at least you get to see him and be like, that's a real person. I know at GalaxyCon I saw Tom Welling, like he was Superman on Smallville. I just saw him there, and the guy who played Lex and the woman who played Lois, and I was just like, oh, so they're real people now. Okay, that's enough. Like,
yeah.
I don't need to introduce myself, but they're human. That's cool.
Yeah.
Chris, have you been to any conventions or anything like that?
I've been to a bunch of conventions. I love conventions.
Conventions?
Conventions, yes. I've met a variety of creators and actors. I've seen a lot of them from a distance too. Like I saw Stan Lee from I want to say we're like 10 feet from each other, but his line was a mile long, and he was like $150 just to talk to.
Yikes.
So I was like, this 10 feet is good enough. I see you. You're alive. This is cool. And and I've met a lot of creators, and I think it's funny because there's that saying, "Never meet your heroes." And I kind of agree with that because I've had I had some less than great experiences with creators and stuff. But then I've had some really great ones too, like Paul Tomasi, who did the run on Detective a few years ago. He did Batman around a bunch of stuff. I love his work. He was really cool. Let's see. Corey Feldman was surprisingly friendly. Not a creator, but surprisingly friendly. Danny Trejo, though, was one of my favorite people. When I walked away from him, he screamed across the Comic-Con floor, "God bless you, man," which I thought was hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I also like to cosplay at conventions. So typically, if I'm at a convention, I'm in full Joker costume. I bought a purple tuxedo and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, that's always fun. People always stop you to take pictures. But I think like my favorite memory from any convention was the last one I went to before the pandemic. I was in my costume, and it was like the end of the day. I'd been there since 10 o'clock that morning. I've been walking around. I saw a panel, all kinds of stuff. And I was on my phone, like leaving the convention area. And I just hear this kid behind me, "Joker, Joker." So I turn around. It was like this 5-year-old kid with no teeth, just so excited. "Can I get a picture with you, please?" And then his dad was like running behind him. "He's been trying to catch you for the last few minutes," because I was on my phone. I was zoned out. I'm done. And I turned around, and I took the picture with him, and he was really excited. That is my favorite.
That's awesome. That's
cosplaying.
awesome.
It's fun to cosplay. Have you guys ever tried it?
Yeah.
I'm doing my first one for Dragon Con.
Oh, is it your daughter that's in the door costume?
Yeah, she's going as Mighty Thor.
I loved it. I saw that. That was amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was like from a Disney, and she we had to bribe her to take it off the first night because we got home from dinner and we let her try it on because it just came in, and we were like, "Okay, it's bedtime." She's like, "No, I don't want to take it off." We're like, "Okay, we'll give you a cookie if you do." She goes, "Okay." All right.
It's Thor time.
It's Thor time, yeah.
Thor time never stops.
Yeah.
No, it never does.
Yeah.
That's adorable. I love kids at conventions in general. I know when I volunteered at GalaxyCon this year, I can't remember what character he did. I wish I could because he was this like maybe 5 or 6-year-old kid. He was a very recognizable character to like I think it was like horror or anime or something. But he won the contest, and he did like every time he got on stage to show off his costume, he'd do this like whole little dance and jig, and everybody would lose their freaking mind. And so when he won, he just like did that jig like times 10, and he just didn't stop for like 3 minutes. It was pretty cool. Have you been to a con, Chris, since the pandemic?
No, and I kind of regret that. We just had Fan Expo here in June, and it was gigantic. A bunch of friends, Boston Comics, were there. I just couldn't make it, and I really wanted to go, but I just couldn't make it. I will catch the next one. I think it's in October. Is when the next one is.
Nice. That soon? Wow.
Well, so Fan Expo comes here, and they do like mini events. So there's usually one in February. There's a big one in May or June, and then October is more like a Star Wars themed one. And what it used to be, now it's more just comics in general. So we get like 3 a year.
Wow,
nice.
That's like hella lucky. Like most places don't get that. I don't think.
I don't know. They just do a lot here. I guess it's a hotspot.
Makes sense for that area. Emma, have you been to any conventions?
No conventions, no nothing for me. It's not really something that's on my radar. Chris kind of mentioned it, and like meeting your hero. I can't even speak to people in real life, like real people. It's hard enough to speak, to people I've never met before in over a computer screen. So meeting people in real life would be impossible for me. I live far enough away, or too far from a place that actually would have the type of conventions that you guys are talking about. Toronto Comic Con, I assume there is one. That's a couple hours away from me, so I wouldn't drive that far. You know, and you guys are mentioning like signed copies of things. Something about that doesn't overly appeal to me either. You know, I don't like even like CGC stuff, like getting it, you know, bound in a plastic case that you never get to read, or a, you know, a signed comic book, or a signed this or that. Like that doesn't appeal to me personally. So going to see a creator or what have you to get something signed, it's just not something that I would find enjoyable. I love like Chris's story about you know, dressing up as the Joker, that kind of stuff. That, you know, that's amazing stuff. That's what it should be about. You know, that kind of things, the personal interactions that people are comfortable with, that's great. It's just not for me though.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. And I think that's something I'm realizing just even the last year or two for myself, is that because, you know, you're absolutely right, Emma, a lot of people do see conventions as let's meet the celebrities and let's get stuff signed and wait in line for 6 hours every day. And I'm kind of at the point where that's lost its value for me as well. Like, I remember just after I waited in line for Claremont for 2 hours, I was like, so I'm never waiting in line again. Like that's probably the last time I plan on doing that. And there's other reasons to enjoy cons other than the celebrities and the signings, right? Like it really is, for me, it's become more of the community stuff. That's why I've enjoyed volunteering, because I get to do more of the community stuff without feeling like I should be doing something else, if that makes any sense. Like I should be waiting in line with others. Well, no, I'm busy getting people ready for the cosplay shows. I'm seeing all the cosplays and everybody's jumping off the walls. But if you're 5 years old or 15 years old or 85 years old, you know, people bounce off the walls just because you compliment their costume. Like, I think that's one of the coolest things. So I don't know. I guess my next question for everybody, whoever wants to jump in on it, is what are your favorite parts of cons, or what do you think would be appealing about a con?
Yeah. No, someone else. I started the last one.
For me, it's the cosplay stuff. I love cosplayers. I think what they do is amazing. The effort they put into the costumes, the stuff they create, I love it. That's my favorite thing. And of course, when I dress up, it's fun having that interaction with you, like you talked about. Because I don't like sitting in lines to meet people. Like I remember I sat in line for 3 hours to meet Kevin Conroy, and I regretted it. Yeah, I didn't realize time was passing because I was talking to the people in the line, but once, you know, I waited and the con was closed, like, well, I didn't get to do anything else except sit in this line. And but he was friendly, but still. So I like the dressing up and the interacting. That's the best part.
Yeah, the dressing up, and I haven't done I mean, again, I'm doing my first cosplay for Dragon Con, but yeah, walking and seeing all the people in the costumes is a lot of fun. Again, I took my 4-year-old to MegaCon, and it was blowing her mind seeing all these characters. Like, you know, when she saw Hela, she just lost her mind and had to go get a picture with her. You know, she saw her Gemma Chan is her favorite right now, besides like Mighty Thor. So she saw someone dressed up as her character from Eternals. She lost her mind. And that's a lot of fun. Meeting the creators, again, I've only done it once. I liked because it gives me the chance to say, like, thank you personally. I've been like, thank you for writing this really awesome stuff that I enjoy. You know, Stephanie Phillips, it's Harley Quinn's one of my favorite series right now. And getting to be like, thank you for writing a really great Harley Quinn story that once a month I get to read and enjoy. And so I appreciate being able to like tell people thank you. So that's sort of why I get into it. And like, again, I'm not going to wait in line for people because I don't do the slabbing. I don't care what my comics are rated. I use them for decoration. So like all around my office are framed issues of things and covers. My Stephanie Phillips are framed, and that's just like, so, but I like meeting them so I can be like, thank you, and showing them that that it's appreciated, you know?
Yeah, that makes complete sense. I really like, I like the creators that are, I guess, technically smaller. Like you can find them in Artist Alley. Like I know Stephanie Phillips was there, and like I met Stephanie Williams. She's lovely. I like going through Artist Alley and not only getting to see people that I'm like, I know you, or I like read one of your books and that's really cool, but seeing people I haven't and getting to meet them, because that's my focus, right? Like every, all these big names, they've been in the business, great for them. But these smaller creators, it's cool to build them up, because you can definitely tell the difference typically between, a creator that's been around a long time, they've been well established and successful and famous or what have you, compared to an indie creator who they're just happy somebody knows them and knows their work. Like I went to, I found her name is escaping me, but she's the artist on the book Bliss that Sean Lewis wrote, Caitlin Yarsky. I went up to her and I was like, oh my gosh, I have all my Bliss books. Do you mind signing them? And she's like, of course not. And I asked, have you had a lot of people, coming to have you sign this? Because as far as I know, Bliss is a very well-liked book. She's like, nope, you're the first one. I was like, what? Like, how are people not bringing this, wanting you to sign this? So that was kind of a shock value to me too. And that, like, we only see so much on our Twitter. The general audiences, I guess, are different too.
Yeah.
I like that you guys brought up the whole meeting your heroes kind of debate or thought there, in terms of whether you should or shouldn't. Or is there a specific hero of yours that you've gone to meet? I know, Jamie, you mentioned Stephanie Phillips already. The certain person you like to meet that you're like, I don't regret it. Like, I'm glad I did it once and I don't regret it.
Yeah, I like Tomasi. That was big for me. Lee, I can never pronounce his name. Lee Bermejo. I met him and his name escapes me right now. They wrote Joker together. What is his name? Brian Azzarello. I met Brian Azzarello and Lee Bermejo. They were fantastic. Stood there for a few minutes talking to them. James O'Barr is one of my favorite people at a convention. I love The Crow. And so, talking to him is always cool. And he's really, really friendly. He's always got beautiful, original art. Kevin Conroy, even though I waited way too long to meet him, was very cool. He signed my my cover for Arkham City. So that's something I have. I'm not into the signing either, though, because I don't do anything with them. I just have them.
Yeah.
It's more just to meet the creators. But there are a few that I do not regret. And then there are, I don't want to name names, but there is one I
Do
really, well, he's not around anymore. He's not around anymore. It's weird.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, that was, I wouldn't say soul crushing, but it was just like, oh, so this is how you are. Okay.
Emmett, and you may not have the answer for this, but is there any way you would go to a convention? Like, if it were a smaller convention and you're just going to look at some comics and leave with a friend or two, or your family, would you go? Or are you just like pretty much never interested in going?
I think of the family aspect of it too. Like Jamie is talking about it, like her daughter going and how excited she is to go. And Chris is talking about that little girl who was excited to see him there. That would be my only interest in it, to see my son going and seeing people dressed up. And like, he wouldn't care about the creators of the comic books. He doesn't read the comic books, obviously. But, seeing the atmosphere, the toys, that kind of thing, the memorabilia that we could get for him or for me, that kind of thing. So it would be a family aspect. Nothing for me personally. No.
What if we do Gathering Con?
Yeah.
I will fly up there for
People
it.
be upset when they meet me, Chris, and they realize I'm exactly how I am on this screen.
It's okay. We're going to do Gathering Con.
Yeah.
I think we should do the Neighborhood Gathering Con. I think that should be a thing. And it'll be twice a year, once here in the States and once in Canada. We'll take turns.
I like that. That's a good idea.
There you go.
We can see the sites in Canada.
Yeah.
And like that way, everybody in each country has a chance. I mean, sorry to all of you, like in Europe or something, but that's a little bit harder.
We'll have to get Ian on it, and like an iPad or something, and wheel him around.
Yep.
Like that episode of The New Girl.
There you go.
We'll promote Ian pretty quickly. Zeddy says Emma and I meeting is a more friendlier version of Batman versus Superman. Oh, well, now I have to see this.
Which is which?
Are both your mother's name Martha?
Eric wants to see the Joker show up on Gathering of the Geeks. Chris, I think that's directed at you.
I think it is. Maybe. I'm gonna have to get Emmett to go along with it though. I gotta.
I don't
run
know
by
if
him
Emmett
first.
wants to host the Joker. I'm not sure you want to do that.
And that'd be mayhem.
Well, the last thing I want to do before we get out here today, guys, it's just been a lot of catching up. You know, we've been a while since I got the show on here. I did want to actually talk about some comics this last month that we've enjoyed. Just anything off the top of your head. It can be NB, Marvel, DC, just anything that you remember stuck out to you and you said that was a good freaking comic. That was really awesome. Emmett, do you want to go ahead and share what you got?
A comic that I liked over the last little while. I'm gonna mention The Closet. Issue 3 just came out this past week from James Tynion and Gavin Fullerton. It's a comic that surprised me every single issue. There's only 3 issues, but you know, Chris and I were talking about it. We were both trying to figure out the mystery from the first issue to the last issue. And by that last issue, I thought I had it figured out what kind of comic series this was, and then by the end of that third issue, it was completely different, and it completely surprised me, and I enjoyed it wholeheartedly. And I think everyone should read The Closet, especially if you're a father or a mother or a parent to any kind of kid. I think it's really important. It has a really important message. So I would say The Closet. It really surprised me, and it's one of James Tynion's best comics that he's ever done. It's only 3 issues, which is great.
That's wild because I read the first issue. I wasn't that impressed. Not that it was necessarily horrible, but it didn't get me, so I kind of dropped it. But now that you're saying it was only 3 issues and it hit by issue 2 and 3, I'm gonna have to go back and get that.
Yeah, like I said, I was surprised by it every single issue because I went in thinking that it was going to be some horror, scary monster book, and spoiler alert, it's not. So yeah, 100%. Everyone should read it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's definitely a switch on what Tynion usually does.
100%.
At some point, we're going to have to figure out how to say his name. Is Tynion the actual correct way?
Tynion.
Do we know?
Tynion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tynion? Okay.
Tynion, yeah.
All right. I don't want to completely butcher him here. I'm so sorry, Mr. Tynion.
I heard it announced one time, and it kind of stuck with me. But even I messed it up too still.
Eric in the chat, before I go to Chris and Jamie, Eric said Ivy number 3 and Batman Fortress number 3. I have not read Batman Fortress, but I completely agree with Ivy. That whole series is just completely stunning, issue by issue.
Yeah, I was going to say, Poison Ivy would have been one of my picks. Was that one? So it's controversial to say apparently in some areas of Twitter, but it is really, really good. So
I have no idea why that'd be controversial. I feel like it's more controversial to say Batman Fortress is good. I don't know, because I haven't heard anything about that. Have any of you guys read that?
I like Batman Fortress. I haven't read the newest one, but I like the other 2.
Okay.
And I want to get to Ivy. I haven't read it yet.
Oh, so good. It's so good. But we have spotted a good Batman book, guys. Batman Fortress has been noted by Chris as a good Batman book and by Eric. So that's good. Of all the Batman, that's a good one.
The new Zdarsky Batman's good. I like it.
It is.
125 and 126. They're both very good. And 126 is wild.
And Rom V's Detective Comics first one.
Yeah.
God, that's so beautiful.
Blew me away. I was just like, oh, okay. All right.
It's so
I took a break from Batman. I've taken a break from Batman since Tynion's run. And I was like, let me pick up Zdarsky's, let me pick up Rom V's and see like do I start reading this again? And Zdarsky's, I was like, okay, this is good, but it doesn't to me, it felt like Sad Batman is Sad Batman again. I was like, okay, fair. But Rom V's, I was like, this is something here. Yeah.
It's something different, but it's still Batman, and it just works.
Yeah.
Rom V and almost everything he's written, if not everything, you could probably argue, he brings music into it. And I absolutely love that he does that. And I just love the atmosphere he's created, like that operatic kind of gothic. I think in general, the gothic aesthetic fits Batman very well. Like I love his extra long ears and shit alone. Like I think that's great. But yeah, it's freaking beautiful, and I love what he's doing with Talia so far. I like that Talia is becoming important again. So yeah, I completely agree with that pick. Zeddy was talking about the Batman Beyond Neo yearbook. Have you guys read that at all?
I read the first couple issues. The first couple were good, and it's slowed down a little bit for me.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I've seen some other people other than Zeddy here as well, talking about how good it was. I'm gonna have to catch up with that on the back burner because I like Batman Beyond stuff. I just have money problems, so I have to be picky with all the Batman books I get. Chris, what are some other picks you like this week?
I didn't read a ton. Emmett's already laughing because he knows what's coming. He knows what's coming. The revolution is here. The Twigvolution.
Hashtag revolution, guys.
Twigvolution, man. That's the. I love Twig. I just love this dumb little book. It's so cute, and I like the story and the characters. Yeah, Twig is probably one of my favorite. There you go. It's one of my favorite things. Like we already talked about Detective Batman. Those were great this month. And Moon Knight number 14 is one I really stood out to me because I love Moon Knight anyway, of course. But this issue, it was like the writing is so good. I didn't care about the action scenes. I was sold on the character stuff. And I really enjoyed that. So Moon Knight 14 and Twig are at the top of my list.
Nice. I can't agree enough with you on Moon Knight. Like,
what about Twig?
I haven't even considered dropping that yet. Like every time I need to drop something, it's like, well, it can't be Moon Knight. That's not an option.
Yeah, McKay has been really consistent with it in a way that not a lot of writers have been with Moon Knight. And that's really cool because even if you look at Lemire's run, it was, I think it was 13 issues or maybe it was 12. I don't remember. But after that, he was done. And no other writer really sticks with the character the way McKay is. He's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, I can't help but agree with you on that. Wes popped in. Good to see you, Wes. Thanks for the happy birthday. If there's anything great in the last month you want to scream about, let us know. I wanted to go back before we go Jamie for a second. Zeddy also mentioned Superman Space Age. I can't recommend that enough. That might be like that. I think that could be a contender for book of the year, depending on what other books come out this year. It's just that good. It's absolutely gorgeous.
I agree. Huge surprise too. I went in going pretty cold to that one. It's outstanding, and I only read it just because of Michael Allred, who does the art in it, who I love. But yeah, that book was great. I can't wait for more.
Yeah, I know it's got at least another issue. I don't know if it's 3 issues.
I think it's
or just 2.
I think it's 3.
Okay. Yeah, I was hoping that because I only saw the second one solicited. I was like, but I feel like it needs to be 3 because we've all made everything in the society about 3, a trilogy. Wes wanted to shout out Philadelphia 24. I need to catch up on that because that was one of the things I did cut in my great purge for money, unfortunately, because otherwise I buy all the covers and there's like 4 covers an issue. Like I just can't do it. But that one, I think, yeah, they have like all the American history figures coming in being vampires. Like you got Thomas Jefferson and stuff. They're bouncing off the walls there, which is pretty cool. I think they brought the big man George Washington in. So I think that'll be fun to read. Jamie, what else did you like this month or 2?
Well, Poison Ivy's already been mentioned. Twig's already been mentioned. Those are 2 contenders I was going to throw in there. Grimm, number 3, and the whole Grimm series right now is really, really good. This week, the new champion of Shazam was really good and gave me like tons of like happy feels and hopeful. It's got a really nice hopeful vibe to it that I really appreciated. I'm trying to think. There was something else I was going to say. Once in Future's getting really good again. It's near the end, like where it's going to be stopping at number 30. 28 came out this week and it's getting really good. I think trades I read Bolero recently in trade. Yeah. And it was amazing. Like it really, like it pulled the heartstrings. It makes you really think. and I've loved it. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah,
And the
Grimm
art's
has been very
phenomenal in it too.
impressed with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Grimm's great. I think
Mhm.
I love Stephanie Phillips writing in general, but I really do enjoy her indie stuff.
Yeah.
8 Billion Genies is another indie. If you guys haven't
Mhm.
picked that up yet, you really should. It's very
Mhm.
different in a good way. I've enjoyed the hell of that more than I thought I would.
Mhm.
And then the Variants that Gail Simon's writing for Marvel. That one's been really good in a way that I can't explain it. Like
It's
I
Gail
question
Simone
why
good.
it's good.
It's Gail Simone good. Like that's the
Sold.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Like
that's why I picked up in the first place. I was like, well, Gail's writing Marvel, so I have to go. Sorry guys. Like
Yeah.
somebody
Because
didn't make that.
I'm reading her Birds of Prey run right now,
Ooh.
slowly getting through it. And I read I read several of those and then read the variants because it came out that day and I was like, God, she's so good. Like it's just so good all over.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, she's very good at capturing how characters think and
Mhm.
articulating it, I believe, whether it's through
Mhm.
narration or actual speech or thoughts. She's
Yeah.
very good at doing that.
Was it Gail Simone who wasn't originally a writer, but she wrote a letter or something to DC saying she hates what they're doing and they invited her to write? Is that Gail Simone?
Well, she was doing that blog about fridging. Like she came up with the term fridging.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then eventually she got the job at DC.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, she's made such a difference. I kind of wish people like her would be able to have a little more effect on like the films and shows in such a way. I know that's not her avenue. She's a writer for comics, but like I don't know, it would be nice to see good people like her have more influence in such a way.
Yeah. R.I.P. Bad Girl.
Listen, that's just a lot of depressing right now. I don't think the neighborhood needs that. We've already got Chris got elected into that position earlier. I think you guys put him there for Chris. Well, that's the show today, guys. Kept it pretty simple. The Twigvolution is still going at all times, whether you want it to or not.
It's here.
So hashtag that, and you'll make Chris's entire life. Thank you guys so much for coming on here and joining my unstructured chaos today. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody in the live chat for putting up with it and for the birthday wishes. I also appreciate that. I want to make sure I go around to all these great humans here, or if they're aliens, we don't know, and let you guys plug yourselves because these other great people are all amazing contributors to the community. So let's start with Emmett, the great plugger he is. Emma's way more well spoken than I am. Throw it out there.
Thanks, Lauren. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks, Chris. This was great. Thanks so much for having me on. You can follow me at EmmettDavis7. You can follow the YouTube and podcast show that I do with Chris. It's called Gathering of the Geeks. We're available wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube. Just search Gathering of the Geeks, and you will find us. Thank you.
Sweet. Thanks, Emmett. We'll go to your other half, Mr. Chris Evans over here. Chris, plug yourself away.
Thank you for having me back. It was a blast hanging with y'all. You guys can follow me on Twitter at @ThatChrisEvans0. Like Emmett said, follow the G of the Geeks. We do fun stuff.
Perfect. And they do have a show tonight, right? Is it canceled again this week?
No, it's tonight.
They're back, guys.
We're back from Alkali Lake.
Yeah.
We found the adamantium. We're good.
He found it. I did not. I have no claws.
Yeah, I found it. I'm good.
Chris is done with his self-search journey with Mr. Logan. So they're back tonight. Was it 9 p.m. Gathering the Geeks?
8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yes. So make sure you check them out. It's always a good time. The live chat is always loud and rowdy there. I love all those people too. Jamie, plug yourself. Where can we find you? What do you do?
Thank you for having me. Happy birthday again, Emmett, Chris. It was lovely meeting y'all. You can follow me at Jamie Geeks Out. I am a contributor over at For Everyone Media, so you can follow us at For Everyone Media. We do live streams. We're on a bit of a hiatus right now. Life is crazy for me and my collaborators at the moment. You can see my written reviews over at foreveryonemedia.com. I also do podcasting with Girls Talk Comics at Girls Talk Comics 1. Come check us out.
Awesome. Yes, please follow all these amazing people. They're friends of the show for a reason. They're my personal friends. You guys are all really awesome. Thanks again for coming on. You guys can follow the show's Twitter down there at NBHD Comic Show. That's where all the polls go. So if you see these crazy poll results for a neighborhood and you're like, why is Venom our dentist? That's garbage. Get your friends to spam the polls. I can't stop you. I don't know how to stop your robots. Have at it. So yeah, follow show's Twitter. We will be back next Sunday at 1 p.m. We will have a guest comic creator on. We'll have another content creator on. It's going to be great. They're both new to the show, so I really hope you guys will show up. But with that said, I hope everyone has an amazing Sunday, and we will see you guys next week on the show.